Hi, my name is Larry Whiteside Jr. I'm the co-founder and president of ICMCP, the International Consortium of Minority Cybersecurity Professionals. We are focused on increasing diversity in the field of cybersecurity through scholarship, workforce development, and opportunity.
Why did you originally decide to participate in CEO Mindset?
I chose to participate in CEO Mindset because I needed to do something different. I recognized that running a not-for-profit was more like running a business than I thought it was going to be when I took over in February. And I needed something to sort of help me get out of my own way. And when I looked into CEO Mindset, I looked into what the course was potentially going to deliver. I thought it was going to add a lot of value to me, a lot of value to my business, and ultimately a lot of value to the members that I'm trying to serve. So after taking the class, I actually realized and learned that I can sometimes get in my own way because I'm more of a control freak than I realized. I realize I have the mindset that no one can do it better than me. And so I try and take on a lot, and probably more than I should. And so taking the class really helped me learn that about myself and figure out how to get out of my own way. So one of the things I learned about my business and going through CEO Mindset was that a not-for-profit is a real business. There's no difference between it and a for-profit business. I also learned that me doing everything to try and alleviate the stress or alleviate the burden that I was putting on people that were volunteers was actually doing them a disservice because they were raising their hand for a reason. And so me getting out of my own way, learning to delegate to them, and learning to let them do the things that they asked to do helped us all, help the organization, and ultimately help the members that we're serving. So I was always looking to hire as an organization, but we had not gotten to the point of raising the funds to be able to do it. And going through CEO Mindset, it actually helped me be better at fundraising. It also actually made me think differently about what hiring meant, and it enabled me to actually hire differently. I actually hired a virtual staff, right? And hiring a virtual staff actually gave me the ability to grow the organization faster by having a full virtual staff versus, piecemealing full-time staffers in.
So did you do that because of COVID, or were you just thinking of doing that anyway?
So I've been thinking about doing it because I knew that I couldn't be the only person, that was fully responsible for everything. And so we had a number of volunteers. I did an additional volunteer push as part of the CEO Mindset course, right? Going back and rethinking, bringing on volunteers, because I started thinking about volunteers in a different lens. And so once I started thinking about volunteers in a different lens, when we went back and did another push for volunteers, because I was thinking about them differently than I was before, it enabled me to sort of get out of the way and begin to let the volunteers be the volunteers that they were asking to be in the committees that they were asking to support. I do think the CEO Mindset changed my mentality of how I will operate the business. It helped me, again, think better. It helped me process things a little bit better. It helped me understand some of the programmatic and process-driven and operational things that needed to happen. It helped me, and really the most important thing, it helped me realize that a not-for-profit operates no differently than a for-profit business. The only thing that changes is how we make money. Right? I don't have a specific product to sell, but I have services technically that I'm selling to sponsors for them to support.
Very good. Do you feel your revenue increased?
I do feel my revenue increased, partially thanks to CEO Mindset, because I was able to better articulate the things that I needed to get done. I was better to articulate to the sponsors, and I was a lot more comfortable in articulating it to them as we had conversations on why they should support the organization. So I do think that CEO Mindset helped change some key things, and they were really around the operational things that needed to happen. being able to get better aligned and wrap my head more around the operational processes that needed to be in place to track sponsors' needs, and get aligned in those areas on the back end of operations actually has helped a lot.
Great. Do you feel like you have more time?
I do feel like I have more time, even though other things have begun to take up that time that I did gain back. But I feel like I have more time because I did, as I said, learn how to get out of my own way. I learned how to begin to delegate, right? I'm looking to automate in as many ways as I can, but that delegation was a humongous piece for me to be able to start letting people work, start letting people who volunteered recognize that they volunteer for a reason, recognize that me not allowing them to do the thing that they want to do is actually doing them a disservice, and it doesn't look favorable upon me just trying to take everything on myself. I can't say my clientele has changed, right? I think that because of all the speaking that I do, I think I'm still in front of a lot of the same people. I think as we move forward and we look at how we go after sponsorships, a little bit of that may change because we may be more direct in who we go after and how we go after them. Prior to CEO Mindset, it was really broad and it was just going out and speaking and whoever would approach me. But we had not developed a targeted mindset as it related to going out and getting sponsors. And so understanding some of the things that I learned in CEO Mindset has allowed me to mentally wrap my head around targeting a little bit more, but I don't think my clientele has changed as of today.
Were there any fears you think you had going into the class that you overcame as a result from taking the course?
I can't say I had any fears going into the class. For me, it was really about trying to figure out what to do better, right? How do I take this to the next level? How do I, continue to grow this organization? And how do I learn from other people's mistakes? One of my big reasons for taking this class was because I really felt that based on what Shannon told me and what I read about JULO Strategy in the CEO Mindset course, was that I was going to be able to get this collective mindset of what others have learned and done who've gone through this, right? And then be able to also brain share with others who are on a similar journey to me. And those things for me were important. So I don't think I overcame any fears, but I do think that it was that collective mindset going into it that actually helped open my mind up a lot to things I hadn't considered. That's an interesting question. So to me, right, being a CEO and being the president of an organization, whether it's a not-for-profit or profit, ultimately you and me, I'm in a role where I've got the ultimate responsibility to grow a business that is, potentially the livelihood for other people. In my particular instance, right, as this being a not-for-profit and this being a not-for-profit specifically around diversity and increasing diversity, it takes on an even bigger role, right? For me, this is a legacy type initiative. The purpose for starting this organization, the purpose for co-founding this in 2014 was because we recognized that this industry needed to change. The purpose for me raising my hand to take on the role of president of this organization at the beginning of 2021 prior to the pandemic was because I didn't want this organization to fail. As I look forward to where this organization is going, I think that this organization, for me, and what we're trying to do in being the president of an organization like this is about ultimately changing culture in an industry that I've served for the last 28 years. And I think it's highly, highly important, and it's a microcosm of the culture that needs to change globally as it relates to recognizing the importance of diversity across all things that we do to bring in diverse mindsets, diverse thinking, diverse backgrounds, right? Because diversity is not just about color. It's about all of these other different components of who we are as individuals and bringing that together. And so being the president and CEO of an organization focused on that is about changing people's lives and changing people's way of thinking. So if you've never taken this class or any type of leadership or CEO type class, the value to this is really about the collaboration. It's about learning from Julianne and others that she brings to the table who have gone through this and are on this similar journey, but at probably a different stage than you are. It's then also having this group of people who are on a collective journey who are all going to be able to share their experiences. And back to my diversity point, right? Everybody being an individual has different experiences that they've gone through over their lifetime as it relates to this type of journey. And so whether they're on their first company, whether they're on their 10th company, everybody is learning and they're sharing. And so going through phase 1 and phase 2 gives you all of these different aspects of everybody else's journey and what they're learning, what they're experiencing, how they're growing. So being able to watch others, learn from their experiences, and adjust that to what it means to you, and then take what you need and take nuggets from here and there, I think is extremely valuable.
And how likely are you to recommend the program?
Oh, I would highly recommend the program, right? If anybody were to ask me, I would definitely recommend the program because it added a lot of value for me. So for me, as it relates to sharing, my organization, one of the things I got from the class and me being able to sort of delegate and get out of my own way has allowed me to do a number of things. And one of those things I talked about was bringing on this virtual staff. Bringing on this virtual staff, I honestly feel is going to be the catalyst moment for our organization that allows us to catapult to where we need to be, right? It's allowing us to really solidify the back end of what we're trying to do. It's allowing us to solidify our workforce development programs going into 2021. It's allowing us to move to a paid membership model in 2021. It's allowing us to do all of the things that I had as part of my strategic plan that I wanted to execute on, but because it was just me trying to hold everything in and trying to do everything as an individual, me being able to delegate, me being able to automate, me being able to eliminate things that I didn't need to be working on, it's allowed me to free up and continue to think big picture, but allow me to see better what 2021 is going to look like, and now potentially actually execute and operationalize all of those things, which ultimately then means serving my members better, and our membership is going to grow. It also means that there's going to be more opportunity for diverse candidates, people of color, and women to be able to enter the field of cybersecurity, which means there's also going to be more opportunity for people who are in the field of cybersecurity to get better training, better education, be able to become ultimately that next level of what they hope to be in their career path in the field. And that's really basically our mission. And so me being able to better deliver on our mission and our mission statements is what my outcome is after being able to go through this.